Hello, my name is Hamza Khan and this is my CS50 Final project. My edX username is Hamza underscore 926 and my GitHub username is HA7578. Today is 30th of October 2024. For this presentation, I've chose to discuss a recent cybersecurity incident involving North Korean IT workers. Infiltrating Western companies and in some cases demanding ransom for stolen data. I chose this topic because it directly relates to insider threats, a topic covered in our course. This case shows how insider threats are evolving with financially motivated attacks that can seriously compromise organizational security. So, some the incident summary. This incident involves North Korean IT workers who, posing under false identities, gain employment in Western companies. Traditionally, their goal has been financial support for North Korea. Uh, However, they've recently started exfiltrating sensitive data and demanding ransom from employers to prevent its release. SecureWorks CTU, a cyber firm, highlighted this shift as a dangerous development in insider threat tactics. In one case, an IT worker stole proprietary data almost immediately after starting the job and later demanded a ransom from the employer. So, how does this work? How does this scheme work? The scheme relies on North Korean workers using fake identities or stolen identities of legitimate individuals from the United States or other countries from where the data is stolen, other Western countries. They often work remotely as contractors or freelancers. Once employed, these workers request that company issue laptops be sent to rerouted addresses, sometimes managed by intermediaries called laptop farms, where these devices are accessed remotely. They then install unauthorized remote desktop software, allowing them to access the corporate network from personal devices. This setup makes it harder for companies to trace activity or conduct forensic analysis of an attack or an incident occurs. So what technology or techniques are used for these kind of attacks? So this scheme relies on various technologies and techniques. For instance, they use identity theft to bypass standard hiring processes and obtain access to sensitive corporate information. Additionally, they rely heavily on remote access tools. These tools allow them to control and monitor devices remotely, a tactic that enables them to exfiltrate data without detection. In cases of extortion, they package stolen data often as zip files and use these files to prove their access and to pressure companies into paying ransom. So, what impact does these incidents have? The impacts of these incidents is significant. Organizations face financial losses not only for ransom payments but also from potential fines and the cost of remediation. There's also the risk of losing sensitive intellectual property or trade secrets. Primarily, software development companies are targeted, which poses a threat to both their proprietary technology and client data. This situation erodes trust in remote work models, especially when contractors are involved. It highlights how insider threats can exploit even well designed remote work structures if not carefully monitored. The evolution of this threat increases its risk profile. Initially, North Korean IT workers focused on obtaining a steady paycheck. Now they're also engaging in extortion, which is a more aggressive and direct threat. The group involved is called Nickel Tapestry, also known as Famous Colema or UNC 5267. Their tactics include bypassing normal corporate controls by using personal laptops and avoiding company provided devices, which limits evidence collections if they're caught. Risk factors. Risk factors include inadequate identity checks during hiring, unmonitored device use, and in some cases, limited security protocols for remote access. So, how can we prevent these attacks? What are some recommendations uh, that can prevent such incidents? So companies need to strengthen their hiring and onboarding procedures. Identity verification can be enhanced through in-person or video interviews, and background checks are essential to verify credentials. Moreover, companies should enforce policies requiring contractors to use only corporate devices which are configured with monitoring tools. This approach prevents unauthorized access and adds a layer of security. Finally, it's essential to monitor contractor behavior, especially red flags like refusing video calls, changing equipment delivery addresses, or using remote access tools without authorization. So that's the end of it. Now, just in summary, this case shows how insider threats have evolved, with North Korean IT workers taking advantage of remote work and identity theft to infiltrate companies and demand ransom for stolen data. The primary takeaway is that organizations need to implement strict security procedures, especially for remote contractors. Identity verification, device monitoring, and behavioral analytics are critical to preventing similar threats. Now that's all. Thank you for listening.